Debbie Marcoux is licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions and MLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's a mortgage mom. She can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call Mom.
All right, well, welcome to Mortgage Mom Radio. I am Debbie Marcoux, and I am the host of Mortgage Mom Radio. Today, I have Heather Barkley Kilpatrick with me, my resident real estate advisor.
Hi, Deb.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm so happy that you came on the show today. I think I'm just going to start making this like a once every week, every other week kind of thing.
Sure.
It's kind of nice to not have to do the show and talk to myself for an hour.
I'll clear my schedule and I'll just stick Mortgage Mom on there.
Right?
Yeah.
So what is Mortgage Mom Radio? If you guys have never heard it before, we are a education and information show about all things real estate and mortgage. So we are bringing you all of the information that we possibly can to try to keep you one beat ahead of the market as far as loan programs, forbearance, selling your home, renovating your home, solar, anything you can possibly think of. We're trying to bring it to you to help educate you and get you ready. So what is today's show all about? You guys can see it if you're watching us live on YouTube. You can see that we put a little notation in there each week about what are we talking about. So new market, new loan programs is what we call today's show. So what are we really doing? Today we're going to actually do a recap over everything that we've mentioned over the last, I'd say 6 weeks or so. We have had so much information, and it has been awesome information that I have brought to you, or Heather or Carrie or whoever's been on the show that week. We've brought you so much huge information, new programs, just things that we want to make sure that we touch on again, that you don't miss, you don't lose. You heard it. Maybe you just started listening to us and you didn't hear it before. So if you like something that you hear, realize that we've done a show about this that was almost an entire hour around the subject. So you can go back to YouTube or to podcast and you can listen to that entire show. So how do you guys find us? Let's start there. Let's start with number one. Easiest, best way to find us, mortgagemomradio.com. On YouTube, Mortgage Mom Radio. Everywhere that you go, if you guys search Mortgage Mom Radio, and do not forget the radio, you will find us. If you guys like the show, you like to watch by YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so that you do know when we go live. Our podcast is anywhere whatsoever that you can download podcast. You can listen to Mortgage Mom Radio. You can even ask Alexa to turn us on. So as long as you enable that, right? I'm pretty sure with Alexa, you've got to enable rules and tools and skills. And I'm kind of sort of good at it.
Oh, I'm not at all.
Yeah, I actually figured out how to get all of the speakers in my house to all work at one time. So we've got the same song going throughout the house.
Nice. You're ahead of me on that one.
Yeah. And then we moved. And now I'm not quite sure how to do it. So now I got to get back to it. I got to call Mikey up and have Mikey start changing, I don't know, rules and skills and such. But even Alexa will play our shows.
Yes, she will. Absolutely.
She absolutely will. So if you guys like podcasts, anywhere you find podcasts, you can find us. Again, YouTube, if you guys are watching right now, please give us a big thumbs up. It really does help with the algorithm that our video gets that thumbs up. If you guys are watching, please say hello. Let us know that you're here. And remember that this is an interactive show. We're doing it live on Mondays and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. And we are doing it live so that you guys can ask us your questions. Make sure you put those into the feed. Type them in. We're going to read them out loud and we're going to answer them for you. If you're watching, give us a thumbs up. Say hello. Say hi. Tell us that you're there. We'd love for you to be part of this show. The more interactive that it is, the better that the show is. We're answering questions that you're thinking, and it's important for that because if we're answering questions that you have in your mind, there are many, many others that probably have that exact same question, and we're making sure that they're getting the answers that they need as well. So, hey, if you are brave enough, type that in there. We want to hear from you. So with that said, like I said, we're going to do a recap of all of the different shows that we've done.
Lots of information.
So much information. This is going to be a spectacular show. Please don't go anywhere at all. If you guys want to call the office, you want to get your free consultation, you want to RSVP to a workshop, if you want to know about locking in your interest rate in advance, you've got 150 days to shop. You want to get some insurance on your earnest money deposit for your contract. We are going to hit so many things. What do? You give us a call. call. Heather, what's our number?
844-935-3634. That's 844-WE-LEND-FOR-YOU, WELEND, and the number 4.
Thank you so much. So give us a call, you guys. We are answering calls right now, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Immediate direct transfer. You can talk with Heather. You can talk to Carrie. You can talk to Cindy. You can talk to Heidi. You can talk to me if I'm not on the phone. If you do want me specifically, you do have to say, we'd really like to talk with Debbie, and you might have to wait a day to get to me. My calendar is not so full. You're waiting weeks on end to get an appointment with me, but it's probably not going to be immediate transfer. But please remember that we're all here to help you. And make sure that you're getting the information and the education that you need. Carrie jumps on. She says, hi, ladies, looking good. Carrie, thanks so much. Love you. We got to get you back on the show again, Carrie. You did so good. I can't remember what we did that show, but you did so good. I think she was talking about points, buying down points. Like I said, we've had so many great shows here.
There's a lot.
Yeah, over the last couple of months, everything new, everything different. The market has changed. We're pulling tools out of our tool belt that we haven't used since the late 90s, mid 2000s, right? So we're all back. They're all back. They are all back. And for those real estate agents that were not in the business in the late 90s or 2005, these are going to be things that maybe they don't know, they haven't heard of before. And it's going to be new to a lot of listeners, especially, I almost
lenders that haven't even been in the business have no idea.
They have no idea. They've never heard of these programs. And I almost feel like millennials starting to kind of take on a word that's not a great word. I don't know why. It almost seems like it's getting negative, but it's not meant to be. But even our millennials, right? All that they know truly of buying homes has been really, really low interest rates, overbid on properties.
Waive your appraisal.
Waive your appraisal, right? So we're gonna jump in and we're gonna talk about all those things today to make sure that you guys are up to speed with all of the different programs and everything we've talked about over the last 6 weeks. We had Jennifer Ann. She jumps on. She says, "You're so much help, Jennifer. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. That is what we're trying to do. And if you have any questions during the show, please don't hesitate. Type them into the feed. We are going to take a super quick break, and when we get back, we're going to go ahead and start jumping into it. We're going to start with our lock and shop. We're going to talk EMD insurance. We're going to get into workshops that we've announced, USDA with zero down financing, buy downs, and who can pay for those, and how great are they and how awesome are they. So we're going to get into all of this stuff throughout today's hour. So everybody stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right. Well, welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. I am Debbie Marcoux, and today I have Heather Barkley Kilpatrick on. I got it right today. I always flip her around, and I don't know why.
And I've known you for like 40 years.
I was going to actually say 40, and then I'm like, wait, 38 years. 38 years.
That's about right. Honestly, that's right. People don't believe us when we say we've been friends since we were kids. We've been friends since we were kids.
I know, it is very funny.
Very
so Jennifer did jump on. She says, what about the new program that was just announced by the government? How do you feel about that? So Jennifer, you are going to have to elaborate a little bit. There's new programs that are coming out every day. I don't know if you're talking about something that is like a down payment assistance program. Most of those are going to be very state specific. We're licensed in 12 different states, so I wouldn't know which one that they're talking about. If you're talking about one that was in the LA Times back about 5-6 days ago, we can certainly jump into that. That is actually a CalHFA program. Not going to be a lot of people that can really take advantage of it, but that is a down payment assistance, first time buyer kind of program. But if there is something, she says the one in California. So we will definitely talk about that. So don't go anywhere. As a matter of fact, let's just jump into it really fast now, and then we'll get back to the other programs. So one thing about down payment assistance that I want a lot of people to hear, and I want you guys to understand, is that down payment assistance many times is not a grant. It is a loan, and you do pay back that loan when you sell or you refinance your home. There are fees that are involved with getting those loans. So many times, best way to explain it is, let's say that they're willing to give you 3% towards your down payment and closing costs. You will usually pay about 1 to 1.5 points in fee. So what does that really mean? You're taking a loan for 3% of the sales price, and you're only benefiting like about 1.5% of the sales price towards all of your costs. We definitely don't want to start you in a situation where you owe more on the house than what it's actually worth. Now, this CalHFA program that they just announced is super awesome. So do you want to kind of take that one for a minute, kind of just explain it, or you?
Okay. Well, I didn't read the article, but I know it. It's been around for a while.
But it's new. No, this one's brand new because now they've just introduced it as a grant. So
okay.
instead of it
Then
being
I'll
a
let
loan.
you talk about that. Yeah.
All right. So CalHFA has always had a loan that you're going to have to pay back. They've just now come out and they said, hey, we'll give you a grant. You don't have to pay it back as long as you live in the home for a minimum. And I believe that the number is 5 years. You cannot rent it out. You have to own or occupy it for the entire time. So that is one thing to keep in mind. Now, what about it though? So your income, your median income has to fall within 80% of California, the county that you live in, their median income. So for example, if you're in Los Angeles County, the maximum income that you can earn, and mind you, I wasn't expecting to talk about this today, so I'm going off of the top of my head, and I could be a little bit off, but it gives you a great idea. It's going to be around $68,000 that you can make per year, and that is for all people on the loan. So that's whether you're single, whether you're married, you've got a co-signer, mom goes on with you, dad goes on with you, you and your brother are going to buy. $68,000 is the maximum income that you're going to get in order to qualify for the grant that you don't have to pay back. So if you fall within that category, we would absolutely love to help you. One of the very difficult things, and it doesn't matter, this goes for California, Las Vegas, Seattle, everywhere we're on radio, all the states that we work in, Texas, Idaho, everywhere, right? It's very difficult right now with prices being up to find a property that you can buy with $68,000 a year of income, especially if you throw in one car loan or two car loans, a couple credit cards, maybe a couple student loans, you're really priced out. So we do have some things that we're going to talk about today, some different opportunities where we see people making moves and changes to make sure that they can qualify. So we'll get into the multi-generational housing, couple of units, rental property, being able to collect some rents on some 2 units. So we'll get into some of that. So it doesn't mean that you can't buy. I'm just giving you the true, honest, that it's going to be difficult to qualify for that program that they had in the LA Times as this big, huge article. It is going to be very difficult for somebody living in Los Angeles County to qualify for that program, to actually be able to take advantage of it, because even if they can get a loan, they've got great credit, they're in that $68,000 mark, it's going to be difficult for them to find a property that they can buy and qualify for. So Jennifer, if you have any questions, you want to talk to us one-on-one about that, please don't hesitate. Reach out, give us a call, get on the calendar, ask for me, ask for Heather, talk to Carrie, Heidi, and let one of us, kind of go through your personal situation, your scenario. What is the best direction for you to go? Do you have any money coming down that could help you? So
it's interesting because I did hear about it. I just didn't realize they were calling it a grant.
Yes.
So I heard it as a forgivable second.
Yes.
So that's interesting that they're calling it a grant.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, it's a grant. It's a second. It's getting leaned against the property. You do have to pay it back if you sell the home or you move out of the home within the first 5 years. So definitely something that is going to be a lien, but then it is forgivable, which is why it's also a grant. So let's see. So I can't really read the comments, Mikey. You got to try to fix the screen for me. It's a little bit a little funky. So there we go. Perfect. Okay. So we had Jennifer jumped on. She says, how do I go about helping me and my family? So again, Jennifer, just call our office, get an appointment, talk to us on the phone. I promise we don't bite, we don't. We're going to definitely help you, talk to you about you and your situation and your family and figure out what's the best program for you and how can we get you into home ownership. My dad jumps on. Dad, love it. You're one of my biggest fans. He says, is the $68,000 a minimum or a maximum? That would be the maximum amount of income that you could make in the state, in Los Angeles County, to qualify for this new CalHFA grant program that they are talking about. So that would be your maximum total income that could be earned. Thank you for asking that question, Dad. My beautiful mother-in-law jumps on and she says, question that comes up often: if we refinance, will property taxes go up?
Oh, great question.
That is, I love it. So Many times people that refinance will see their property taxes go up, but it is not supposed to. So let's talk about when you see that happen and why. So if you are refinancing your home and you are the original owner on the property, and you are, let's say, just you and your husband, and you guys refinance and it stays, title doesn't change, you and your husband, you are not going to see your property get reassessed. That is not going to happen. Let's just say that it's you and your husband on title today, and you decide to take husband off for whatever reason. He's not working, he's got debt. To qualify, it needs to be just you. You refinance, we take husband off the loan, we keep husband on title, or we even take husband off title. You will not be reassessed because you, as the original owner, are remaining on title. So you are absolutely fine. Now, let's say that you, husband and wife, own the property together, and you decide that you're going to refinance and you're going to add me, your daughter-in-law. You stay on title. I go on title with you. Again, no reassessment because the original owner is on title. So hopefully what you're getting from this is that if you change title ownership, if one original owner who owned the home does not remain on the title of the home, that is when the county will reassess the taxes. So you just want to make sure that, the original person that owned it remains on title. Now, that's not to say you can't change it from a personal person to a trust. As long as you are the owner of the trust, it will not reassess. If it does, it's something very simple to reach out to the assessor and ask them to fix. And they'll probably just want to see your trust information, the trust documentation, showing that you, original owner, are the owner of the trust. And that should not trigger that reassessment. So I hope that I answered that question for you.
That's a great question.
It was an awesome question. And I love that she's watching. I love it. Thank you. I know you're one of my biggest fans too, Karen. But if you have any other questions, keep asking them because you're one smart cookie and you help my show.
And that is a question that we get a lot. I'm surprised other people haven't asked it more often. I would like to see more questions too. It'd be awesome to get that answer out there for everybody. So if one person has that thought, somebody else does too.
Absolutely. So, all right. Well, with that, we are going to take another quick break. And when we get back, we're going to start jumping into all of those things that I mentioned earlier. Lock and shops, EMD insurance, workshops, USDA, zero down, buy downs. What are those and how does that help a seller? So we're going to jump into all of that as soon as we get back. Stay tuned. It's 10 seconds. All right, and welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. I'm Debbie Marcoux. I am the Mortgage Mom, and this is Heather Barkley. Kilpatrick, I did it again.
I know. You're on a roll.
I'm on a roll today. I don't know why. 30-something years of friendship, and I turn you around every time. Okay. Anyway, welcome to Mortgage Mom Radio. We're here answering all of your questions, giving you all of the education and information that you need about all things real estate and mortgage. We want you guys to keep asking your questions in the feed. If you are listening by radio on Saturday and Sunday, you guys need to go to our YouTube, go to Mortgage Mom Radio on our channel, click that notification bell, turn it to all, subscribe, make sure that you guys know when we go live so that you can jump in on the show, ask your questions, be part of it, and get the answers that you're looking for. Please, if you guys are watching right now, give us a thumbs up. It really does help the algorithm on our YouTube channel. It helps us to get all of this free information out to everybody that might search YouTube some sort of mortgage or real estate question. We're hoping eventually someday to have one of those channels that we can go parabolic, like all the yes. Bitcoin and crypto people say parabolic. Not feeling so good about my crypto today, but that's okay. We're going to keep moving on. It's all right. It is where it's at, right? Back. Everything bounces back. Stock market will bounce back. Everything bounces back. So on to mortgage and real estate. Here we go. If you guys want to call us, you want to get your consultation, you want to talk to me, Heather, Carrie, Cindy, Heidi, whoever you guys want to talk to, ask for them directly. Get on their calendar. Call our office. It's 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. That's WELEND and the number 4. Give us a call. Get on the calendar. We're doing live transfers Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. You can get somebody almost immediately. If every single person is on the phone, our receptionist will take your name and number and have the first person available call you back. If you are calling during Saturday or Sunday or after hours, we've got the girls on call. You answered
I'm on this weekend.
Yeah, you're on this weekend. That's
Cindy
right.
was last weekend.
That's right. So, the girls are there to answer those calls live. If they miss the call, it will go to call service. Again, you can book an appointment appointment with the call service, and they will call you back, and you can get those appointments on Saturday and Sunday. So please don't hesitate to reach out or think that it's the weekend and we're not going to help you. So Diane Sears just jumped on. She said, hello, ladies. Diane, thanks so much for joining. We love it when you get on. It's amazing. Let's get into the recap, like I said, because we have had
a lot of information.
So much information. I swear it's been at least 6 weeks, if not 8 weeks, that we have had so much information that we've given out. So let's just jump right into it and make sure that nobody's missed anything, right?
Perfect.
All right. So the first one I want to start with is our lock-in shop.
Oh, I love this program.
Right? So
oldie but a goodie.
Oldie but goodie. And a lot of mortgage companies haven't started marketing it yet. They haven't started advertising it. They got rid of it. And now they're trying to get it back. But what is the lock-in shop and why are we doing it? So as you all know, interest rates have definitely gone up since last year, right? The lowest rates that we possibly had were in 2020, started to go up in 21, and they have just literally hit the fan since January of 22. So interest rates are up. I'd say our rates are definitely in the fives at this point, depending on the type of loan that you have. Maybe you get lucky and you're in a really high 4% range. But most of our rates are going to be in the 5% range right now. If you're an investor, you might see sixes, but interest rates are up. So why are we doing a lock-in shop? What would you say? What's your opinion on the lock-in shop? Heather, give it to us.
So I'm going to kind of go way back. So when lock-in shop was really popular, like in the late 90s and early 2000s, I was a realtor.
Yeah.
Loved the program. And not a lot of lenders offered it. And here's why I love this program.
Countrywide did it.
Countrywide,
and Northwest.
I didn't even know North. Countrywide, I remember. And that was the big thing was you took your clients to Countrywide because they would lock them and then you could have that time to shop for your property. And that's essentially exactly what it is. You as a buyer come in, you're a borrower and you get all your information in, you get pre-approved, you get your underwriting done. And what we do is we provide you with a loan lock, and it can be 120 or 150 days.
Yeah, it can actually be 90, 120, or 150 days. So depending on the length of time that you lock in the interest rate will determine that upfront cost. What's it going to cost you to lock that in? But think about how fast that interest rates are moving right now.
Oh, incredible.
We have literally, sometimes, and it depends on what's happening in the market. And you guys, if you've got 401ks or you've got money in the market or you've got money in crypto, you're watching it just go up. Fast and down and fast and up, fast and down, right? Well, the interest rates have just literally just been going up fast. So there's been days straight up, but there have been days that we've lost 0.25, 1/4% in rate. We're not even talking about points or what it would cost you. In full on interest rate, we've lost 1/4 point at some point, on some days. So this is going to allow you to lock in that interest rate now while you're out searching for a home. So who does that benefit? Well, if you called me, it pretty much benefits everybody. But if you had called me in January to get pre-approved for a home and then you called me back in March and said you got your offer accepted, that interest rate difference could have done many things. Number one, maybe you don't qualify for that price anymore, especially if you were already tight on those ratios. Number two, even if you do still qualify for that home, that monthly payment is significantly different than what we talked about. Right. So you may no longer feel like that is an affordable home for you. So now you finally found a home, you finally got an offer accepted, and now you're backing out because you're not buying that property. So because it just feels really
it's more than you wanted.
Yeah,
but if you would have locked the rate in January and been able to shop for 90, 120 or 150 days feeling comfortable knowing you're what your rate is. This is my rate, this is my payment on this house. I don't have to worry about it going, up 1/4 point or 1/2 point. And I'm going to shop with that confidence with my realtor knowing that I can buy this house and I can afford it. And when my offer is accepted, I'm solid.
Right.
Not what is it today? What is it tomorrow? What is it the next day?
Right, exactly. So the lock and shop program is great. Obviously, guys, you can look it up. You can Google it. What does Jenny say? You can ask Mr. Google Pants.
Ask Mr. Google Pants.
That's what we say around here every day, all day long. Hey, how do we do this? I don't know. Let me ask Mr. Google Pants. So yeah, just keep in mind, if you guys look it up, the Federal Reserve is, they're trying to fight inflation. That's their big thing. That's what's key. And in order to do that, they they need to bring interest rates back up to normal levels. And I think that we've got a little bit of shell shock right now for buyers, and especially like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, for many millennials who have really, over the last 5 or 6 years, this has kind of been their, dive into the real estate market, starting to buy homes, beginning, families and such. And all that they have truly experienced has been, the downward slide of interest rates and being super low. And they're used to hearing 2s and 3s. We never even really got 4s. I mean, we just kind of went from like 3 to 5. But they're so used to hearing that it's a bit of a shell shock right now. It's like walking into the window thinking that it was, just an open door. We don't want that to happen to you. But you do have to realize that they've got to bring interest rates back to a level where they can get the inflation under control. And in order to do that, they've got to bring up that Federal Reserve prime rate. So we already know it's happening. We know it's going to continue to happen. We know that by the end of the year, interest rates will be lower or will be higher than where they are today. And we know that moving into 23, that we're going to see higher interest rates than 22. And so it is a pretty safe bet, if you wanted to do that upfront lock and shop, that you will be in a much better position, having thought about that in advance and taking advantage of that program. So just want to throw that out there. That was one of the big things that we talked about. Like I said, we've had so much information that we've given over the last 6 to 8 weeks that we wanted to kind of do a quick recap show to make sure that you guys understand everything that's available. And if you want to know more, or you want to maybe get that lock and shop locked in, all you've got to do is call the office. It's 844-935-3634. That's 844 We Lend for You. That's WELEND and the number 4. So before we jump into the next one, we've got Christopher got on. He says, how long does the interest rate stay locked in on your approved loan while you're home shopping? So I think that that's actually a really good question, because I think that there's a misunderstanding that happens a lot. So number one, if you were to come to us or you go to any lender and you get pre-approved, they're going to utilize an interest rate that is market rate that day that you do your application, that they're working on your pre-approval. That does not lock you into an interest rate. That does not guarantee you an interest rate. That doesn't do anything for you at all, but allow them to review your file, review your income, start somewhere, and be able to tell you, yes, this is what you qualify for. And the only thing that they can do, me and Heather, Heidi, Carrie, Cindy, all of us, all that we can do is use the prevailing interest rate at the time that we're working through that pre-approval. So your pre-approval does not lock you into anything. Now, if you were to choose to do a lock and shop type of program and your lender does lock you in for an extended period of time, then you would be locked in for the amount of time that you choose. So again, this was one of the things that we went over. It was one of the shows that we did, an entire hour on lock and shop. So if you guys want to get more detailed information, go back on YouTube and watch the lock and shop show that we did. If you like to listen to podcasts, pull that one up and listen to it. There are different costs associated with an upfront fee based on the period of time that you lock in for. Cheapest being 90 days. And as we go up for the length of time, it gets more expensive. So 90, 120, and 150. 150 days is going to be the maximum amount of time that you can lock in an interest rate while you're shopping and you have not identified an address. So keep that in mind. I hope I answered your question, Christopher. Keep coming at us with them. We love that you're asking questions. Every question that we get makes our show that much better. So once again, you guys have questions, you want to talk about lock and shop, you want to talk about anything that we discussed today, give us a call. It's 844-935-3634. Heather, what's that spell?
844 We Lend for You, WELEND, and the number 4.
Perfect. Now we have our website, mortgagemomradio.com. You guys can get all kinds of information from there as well. We have an amazing phone app, guys. Get the phone app. It does so much for you. It's got so many tools, from running, monthly payments on FHA, conventional, VA, USDA. You're going to put in what kind of down payments you're going to have, and it's going to calculate it all for you. Whether you're a vet and you've got your upfront funding fee, if you're FHA, you've got an upfront funding fee as well as monthly mortgage insurance. If you're conventional and you're not putting down 20%, it's going to calculate that for you too. Same thing with USDA, and nobody in their right mind knows what all those calculations are to do it on their own. So get our app. How do you get the app? Text the word MOM, MOM, to 844-935-3634. 3634. Same exact telephone number you would call our office is the number that you will text the word mom. What you're going to do is you're going to get a link to save that phone app, and you're going to put it right on your phone, and you are good to go. You can listen to the podcast. You can watch YouTube. You can apply for your loan. You can ask mom. So you can ask me questions, send me an email. You've got the calculators to run all of that information. So tons and tons of resources on that phone app that are super cool. So again, text the word mom. I'm going to let you do it.
Oh, man. 844-935-3634. That's 844-WE-LEND-FOR-YOU. WELEND and the number 4.
All right.
You always put me on the spot.
I love it. I love it. It's my favorite thing to do.
I know.
Ever since I've been Utah.
I know.
All right. So
the way she gets me back.
every time. All right. So we get back. We're going to talk about EMD insurance. What in the heck is that? What does that mean? That was another big one that we mentioned.
And can you use the EMD insurance in conjunction or together with the lock and shop?
Sure can.
Awesome.
Sure
program.
can. So we're going to take a super quick break. When we get back, we're going to jump right into that EMD insurance. We'll talk to you soon. All right, so welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. I am Debbie Marcoux. I am the Mortgage Mom, and I have got Heather Barkley Kilpatrick with me. She is our
3 for 3.
3 for 3. She is our resident real estate agent, and I like to call her that. She is on my team. She is a lender. She is licensed. She does loans. She works with you guys. But before she came to me, just like I did, she also sold real estate. And
For
she,
years.
4 years. So I have done mortgage and lending longer than my real estate career, and her vice versa. But here we are today. We worked as partners before. She'd send me her clients. I would close the loans. And we are now working together on this side, bringing you guys all of the education and information that we can about all things real estate and mortgage. So I am not just tied to only giving you guys information about mortgage, but because I've got Heather, we can also bring you guys that education about real estate as well, which is awesome. So getting back to that, you guys want to give us a call. You want to get on the calendar. You want to talk to one of us. You want to talk to Carrie, Cindy, or Heidi. All of the girls on my team are amazing. It doesn't matter who you get to. You are going to get knowledgeable information. So please speak to any one of them. If you want me, please understand that I'm available. You guys are welcome to call, ask for me, get on my calendar. That is absolutely okay. Number one, if you call on Saturday or Sunday and you make an appointment, you will not hear back from me. I'm going to tell you that right now. Love you all. But I'm definitely at a point in my career where I am not working the weekends. I am giving that time to my family. So please make sure you call Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Talk to my assistant, Jenny. Talk to Manny, my assistant. Get yourself on the calendar. Get yourself booked for my calendar. If you guys want to call in the evenings, weekends, during the day, you want immediate transfers, or you want to book an appointment for a call back same day, then call the office and talk to Heather, talk to Heidi, talk to Cindy, talk to Carrie. They're amazing. So once again, it's 844-935-3634. That's 844-WE-LEND-FOR-YOU. WELEND and the number 4. Use that exact same telephone number to text the word MOM, MOM. That way you will get the link to our awesome phone app. The phone app is going to give you all those tools that I talked about right before our break. So with that said, let's jump into EMD, the EMD insurance. What in the heck is EMD?
Program.
What does EMD stand for?
EMD is your earnest money deposit. I know that makes absolutely no sense. When you go to buy a home, you write a contract on that house. When that contract's accepted, the first things you'll do is you'll put a deposit into escrow. Why they just don't call it a deposit, I don't know, but we call it an earnest money deposit or an EMD. And that is the money that shows that seller that you have good faith in purchasing their home. Look, please take your property off the market. I really want to buy your home.
I'm going to do everything in my power to get my loan and to close the transaction and buy your property. So with that, my earnest money to you is, or, my good faith to you is, I'm going to drop some money into escrow that after I've removed all of my contingencies, I can't get my money back.
And it can be a big chunk of money. Generally, it's about 3% of the purchase price. So if you're talking about, a $500,000 purchase price, that's $15,000. So just kind of keep that in mind too. It can be a big chunk of money, not $500, not $1,000.
Now, some of our vets, I'll be honest with
veterans,
you.
yes.
Many
yes.
times that the sellers are
Yes.
willing to, and again, your earnest money
Yes.
is a negotiation, just like
Yes, it
every
is.
other piece of your contract. So if you maybe don't have a whole ton of money available and you're doing it a 0 down loan, that's going to be one of those things that are going to be another negotiation with the seller and get them to accept or to allow for a lower deposit. And we do see that many times. On many of our veterans will have $1,000 deposits or $5,000 deposits. Remember that your closing costs, even veterans or USDA 0 down loans, even if you're getting in with no money down, you still have closing costs, and closing costs will typically run between 1.5% and 2% of your sales price, depending on the state and the county and the city that you're in. Sometimes there's city transfer taxes, sometimes there's county taxes, sometimes those don't exist. So it depends on the county, city, and state that
Some
you
of
are
them have
in.
city and county.
Yes, exactly. So, it really depends on the state, what the escrow officers or the escrow companies are charging, what is their kind of standard fees that you would see in your neighborhood. So just remember, this is a really good average, right? So like Heather mentioned, a $500,000 property, 1% would be, $5,000, 1.5% is going to be $7,500, 2% is going to be $10,000. So if I'm telling you it's going to be between 1.5% and 2%, you're going to need to have saved to cover your closing costs about $7,500 on a $500,000 sales price. Now, if you're a vet and you have that saved, because even though you're doing a 0 down loan, maybe your earnest money is, hey, I'm going to put in my $7,500. So it's going to come down to a negotiation with the seller. That can be scary though. It can be very, very scary to think that you are putting this money in escrow, that you are relying on your lender, your loan officer, to tell you that your loan is approved, that you've been pre-approved, that you don't have to worry about the loan contingency. Prices are crazy right now. It's a seller's market. The seller doesn't need, the realtor, your realtor's telling you need to walk in with no appraisal contingency, no loan contingency, no physical inspection contingency. Remove them all. Even your due diligence. You can't have it, right? So it's really scary sometimes to put that earnest money or that deposit in with escrow or title, depending on the state that you're in. So we've got a program for that. So do you want to kind of explain that earnest money real quick? The insurance program?
So what it is our earnest money program. What it is, essentially it protects your deposit. So with us, you're going to go ahead and get pre-approved. You're going to get fully underwritten to where your file, you just have to find that home, and we are going to basically, I want to say guarantee.
Yeah.
It's such a crazy word, guarantee. Who
Insure.
wants to
We're
guarantee?
going to insure. We're insuring.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're ensuring that that your loan is going to go through. And if not, we're going to back your earnest money deposit. So that's a huge, huge thing for a lender to say, hey, we're going to do for you guys.
Yeah. And it's great for a seller. So number one, you can walk in.
Exceptionally great for a seller.
Yeah. So number one, you can walk into that contract with no loan contingency. Yep. You can let the seller know, even if something was to come up and I had a problem with my loan, everything minus the appraisal. Appraisal's not included in this. But if there's a problem with me getting my loan, let's go 2 things: appraisal and title. So if the seller, we can't get a clear title insurance policy because there's some problems with the title of the home, that's actually the seller's fault, not yours as a buyer.
Correct.
And then obviously if we can't get the appraisal to come in at value and and you're not willing to make up the difference, those 2 things are something that a lender cannot control. But everything else, your loan approval, your pre-approval, if we come back and we say no, we are going to make sure that the seller does not lose your earnest money. You are going to give it to them, and that is for their time that they've lost while you were in contract. And we are going to make sure that you get your money back. You don't lose that earnest money. So this EMD, or Earnest Money Deposit Insurance Program, is spectacular. And again, we did an entire episode on this EMD product. This is just a recap episode. If you want to know more, listen to the podcast, go back to the previous episode, pull it up on our YouTube channel, or give us a call at the office, and we would be more than happy to take you through it, explain to you how it works. What do you have to do, Mr. Buyer, to get on that insurance program and to make sure that you're covering, your money. You're not going to lose it. It is a fabulous program.
Yes.
And let me just tell you that what it actually costs you to do this program, you're going to pay regardless when you close your loan. So in essence, it's really not costing you anything. Give us a call. It's 844-935-3634. Talk to somebody. Whether it's Monday through Friday, we're going to transfer you immediately to get you on the phone with somebody, take your name and number and call you right back if everybody is on a call. Saturday and Sunday, the girls are on call. They're answering them as they come in. If they happen to be on another phone call, it will go to call service. Our call service has the opportunity to schedule and book you appointment right there and then, same exact day for a call back. Take advantage of it. And if you need a day and time for an appointment that you don't see that's available, you can't call Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, just send me an email. So if you've got that phone app, it says email me, ask mom, send me a message, or you guys can message me to questions@mortgagemomradio.com. That's questions is plural and mortgage with a T. So do remember that, questions@mortgagemomradio.com, and let me know that you need a certain time. If it's 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. or it's early morning, you've got a funny schedule, we're happy to accommodate. And trust me, all of the girls are more than happy to give someone a call that needs that help. So please reach out and just let me know and we'll get you booked. But the EMD program, I'm just floored.
I got to tell you, as a realtor, when you walk in and you can tell a seller, look, I am so certain my client's going to close your house, that we're going to guarantee or, insure that money. I think that's huge, especially now when you're trying to write offers as a buyer and you're not getting them through. Maybe this is another program that you can walk up to that seller and say, hey, I'm waiving this, I'm waiving that, and I'm doing it with the certainty that, look, we're going to, insure your deposit here.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Nope. I think it's fantastic. Again, everybody watching, guys, if you are listening by radio Saturday and Sunday and you want to be part of the show, you want to be able to ask questions into the feed, you want me to read it out loud and get you that, that information immediately, you got to watch us do it live. It's every Monday and Wednesday on YouTube. So make sure you look for Mortgage Mom Radio, subscribe to our channel, click that notification bell to all so that when we do go live, you get the notification and you can jump right on. Also, if you guys are watching right now and you haven't done it already, please give us a thumbs up. It really does help the algorithm quite a bit. We've been doing YouTube now for coming on 2 years, and it has been slow growth. We're doing everything that we can possibly do to bring you guys that education and that information. And we are here to take those calls and make sure that we're getting you what we need. So if we can help you, help us help others as well, please give us those thumbs up. Please share our video with your friends, throw it up onto your social feeds and tell people like, hey, if you've been trying to buy a house, check these ladies out. We would just absolutely appreciate that so much.
We don't bite.
We don't. We absolutely don't bite, I promise. And we don't nag you either. After
No.
we've talked to you, that's about it. You might get a couple of email follow-ups from us, but we're going to leave you alone, truly. We want to make sure that you're working with us. If you decide to do a loan and you want to work with us and our team, it's because we gave you information that was very important and you felt that we were the team for you to get you to your finish line. So we really do truly believe in earning your business, and we're honored to do that. So Christopher jumped back on again. He says, regarding the new loan forgiving programs, if your dual income exceeds the AMI limit, you can tell Christopher knows some lending.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. The AMI limit. So he's talking about the
area median
yes,
income.
Thank you. Thank you. Can one of you apply solely to qualify if not married, yet to be able to lock down in the potential home to buy? So it depends on whether you're doing an FHA or you're doing a conventional. But yes, you absolutely could. So, if you do an FHA loan, even if your spouse does not go on the loan with you and does not put any income in, you would still have to be able to qualify to carry their debt. So we would still have to pull spouse's credit report. Your income would have to carry your debt and theirs. And then, yes, you could possibly do that. In a conventional loan, we do not have to pull spouse's debt at all. We can pull your debt and use your income. So yes, that would be an opportunity. Again, even if your income is $68,000, you by yourself without your spouse, we're talking about a California-based program, and it is going to be pretty difficult to try to find something that you're going to qualify for with that income if you have any debt whatsoever. So definitely just give us a call. Let us talk to you. There's all kinds of down payment assistance programs. There truly are. There's USDA loans. You guys can go 100% financing if you're willing to kind of step out of the city areas. Vets, you guys have your zero down program, and we've got down payment assistance programs just about everywhere. There's grant programs just about everywhere. So if you're listening to us and you're not in California, this show does go all over the country. It just happens to be that this is where we sit and really where we started. So a lot of times we reference it quite a bit, but we can help you no matter where you're at. Just reach out and talk to us, and then we'll let you know what would be available to you. There are down payment assistance programs that don't keep you at that $68,000 income, right? But what it does do is you're going to repay that loan when you do go to sell or refinance. So, and that's with most of them, right? There might be some that are grants that you don't have to repay, and they will let you go to a higher loan amount. So there's so many programs that we can't just jump into one in particular. But definitely just give us a call, get on the calendar, talk to somebody, get your consultation. Let's see what we can do for you and your family. So, all right. So with that, we talked Lock and Shop, we talked EMD. Now we're going to talk workshops, because that was another one that I just did yesterday, that will actually go, to radio as well. But let's talk workshops. So we're going to take a super, super quick break. Again, about 30 seconds. If you guys are listening by radio over the weekend, it might be a minute, maybe one full commercial. But we'll be right back. All right. Welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. I am Debbie Marcoux, and today I have got Heather Barkley Kilpatrick in the house. That is number 4. 4 for 4. I have said her name correctly. But she is in the house with me. She is a loan officer on our team. She is also a licensed real estate agent. She is working on getting her broker's license, which I'm very excited about as well. Couldn't have a better person on the team with us.
Thank you.
Yep. You've got so much knowledge. Graduate. Where did you graduate from? What?
Southwestern Law School.
There you go. So we've got
Class of 19.
Yeah, not an attorney. She hasn't done the bar, but very, very knowledgeable and very educated. So I am very, very lucky to have her on our team, especially with 9 years of real estate behind her belt as well. So anyway, thank you so much, Heather, for all that you do. I love that you're on the show today. Today we're recapping everything that we've talked about over the last 6 weeks or so. I don't think we're going to be able to get to it. I think that our next week's show is going to probably have to be another recap. We have had so many great things that have come up from our workshops. Now we've also got to talk about USDA. We've got to talk about buy downs. We have gotten, and then we did solar. We've had so much stuff go on over the last, 6 to 8 weeks, and such great information that we didn't want anybody to miss any of it, and make sure that we're doing the recap. So let's get into workshops. That's a really, I think, important one. I think that that's really huge and going to help a lot of people. So things are slowing down, at least as of today. It seems like, everything's opening back up. We're starting to feel a lot more secure about doing things in person. For a long, long time, things were locked down. That really wasn't a possibility. I don't think very many people would have wanted to attend a workshop in person. So we didn't do them for quite some time. We were also extremely busy. Interest rates were down. We were trying to get as many clients into new loans as we could to get their refinances done. Tons of people selling and moving because they were trying to secure a new property with a lower interest rate, get a bigger house, save monthly payment, right? That's really what sparked all of this.
Yes.
So not only were we busy, but we were shut down. And so we weren't doing these in-person workshops like we had been previously. We have been doing homebuyer workshops in person. I've done numerous of them, filled rooms of 75 to 100 people every time we would do one every 6 weeks. We started doing those in 2015 and kept going really until end of 19, and then 20 shut us down. So I said, I'm ready. I'm ripping the Band-Aid off. I'm going to do some in-person workshops. So let's start with, number one, we had Umberto. He got on. He says, can you help someone in Indiana? yes, Umberto, give us a call. We'd be more than happy to help you in Indiana and get you over to somebody that can do that. They do have to be licensed in Indiana, so you would not work with me personally or with Heather, but we will get you over to our rep that does work Indiana. She is amazing. Her name is Kim, and I'll get you over to her. So please don't hesitate. Reach out. Talk to me about what you're trying to do, and then I'll get you hooked up with her since she's the one licensed there. So that was a great question, though, and it kind of reminds everybody that, hey, we're licensed in a lot of states. We've got 12 of them. So just make sure that you ask, and if we can't help you, then we'll get you off to somebody that can, but we've got 12 of them, and we want to make sure that we're helping everybody that we can, and we continue to add licenses. My next one I'd really like to get is Utah. We've been working on that for a while. It's
a really long class.
It's a really long class, a lot much bigger requirements to get licensed there. So that is the one that we're currently on, and then after that, we're going to keep rolling and keep adding more. But all right, so back to workshops.
Yes.
So the first one that we're doing, we got 2. I announced it June the 4th and June the 25th. So June the 4th, I know this one is near and dear to your heart, having been a previous, selling. You're not selling now, but having sold before for a very, very long time. Let's talk about June the 4th.
Yeah. So on June the 4th, we're going to do a workshop we're titling Save Your Home. And to me, it is really important because I have been in real estate and all things real estate for years. And one of the things that's most important to me is really trying to keep that person in their home that's struggling to pay their mortgage payment. Maybe they've missed some mortgage payments. What are their options available to them? So on the 4th, we are going to kind of do a bunch of things. We're going to provide a bunch of different information for you. But if you are somebody that is struggling to pay your mortgage payment and you have missed 3 payments or more, or you've missed payments to your homeowners association, or a HELOC, or any type of loan filed against your property, this workshop is for you. We are going to talk about what happens after that 3rd missed payment and a notice of default is filed. What is a notice of default? It is a public record. It will make everybody, aware that, hey, this person is delinquent on their mortgage.
Well, they are in pre-foreclosure at that point.
Pre-foreclosure,
Now, one thing I do want to mention, though, is that this workshop is going to be fantastic for somebody that is in the position that you're talking about, but it's also going to be fantastic for anybody that's been thinking about selling.
Yes.
And what can they do? They sell, how much cash will they get in hand, and then what can they buy next, and what does that look like?
Yes.
So we're going to be covering all of those things. So as you're listening to Heather right now talk about June the 4th, keep in mind that this is not only for somebody that would need to try to save their home, but we are going to hit on that information as a topic to make sure that we're helping everybody who is a homeowner.
Yes.
If you are a homeowner and you've been thinking about selling, or you feel like that might be your only option, or like Heather said, you're trying to save your home. All of those reasons would make you somebody that's going to want to come out to our workshop on June the 4th.
Or
so
maybe,
I didn't mean to stop you. I just want to make sure.
Or maybe you're a homeowner that's in the situation where it's like, I can make my mortgage payments now, but I don't know what's going to happen come the end of the year. Great program for, great workshop for you, because it gives you what's available to you. And also, if you know now that you're not going to be able to make your mortgage payment in the next 6 months to a year, what are your options? What, if you decided to sell, what could you walk away with? Is it beneficial to you to do that now or wait? We're going to go over all of that with you and provide all that information. What is your home worth? How much do you owe? What would you come out with? If you know that you're going to, think about selling, is it better to sell now? How is the market typically during the winter time? Do you think you would get more now type thing? Also, if you are in default, or if you are looking at possibly staring default down, what are your options to save your credit, and what are your options to either get caught up or, sell and save that equity? A lot of people don't realize that even though you're in default or headed that way, you can still list your home and get your equity out of your home before it's too late.
Yeah. So just tons. The June the 4th is like I said, I mean, yes, save your home, but also a home ownership workshop. It's not a home buyer workshop, but it's a homeowner workshop. So if you own a home, you've been thinking about buying, you're thinking about making a move, you've been having a problem, you've received a notice of default because maybe you haven't caught up the forbearance or taken care of the deferment balance yet. For whatever the particular reason is, you need to know your options. We're an independent third party. Like, we are not your mortgage company, right? We are not the ones issuing you a default. We're not the ones, that are going to make you do anything. But what we are is that we are that, education that's going to teach you and tell you, and give you all of those different options that you have available to you. So how can you save your home? How can you get caught up? When you call your lender, what do you say to do your modification? If they say no, they won't do a modification, can we refinance? And we're going to talk about what do we need to see to refinance. Okay, if we can't refinance, could we get you maybe some hard money to just get you caught up? Sometimes it is just so much more important to stay in that house than it is to worry about doing the hard money, and then we get you into some permanent financing later. Maybe that's not an option. You're looking at, oh my goodness, that hard money loan, I can't even afford that. I'm going to have to sell. Okay, great. So then if you sell, what is your home worth today? Let's get you some, a competitive market analysis like a real estate agent would provide to you. Let's get you a closing estimate so you can see what you'd walk away from. How much cash would you have in hand? What does your credit look like today? Can we get the home sold, get everything paid off? Can we save your credit? And could we possibly just get you right into another property?
Yeah.
Or maybe you're not prepared for that. You need to take your cash. You need to take your equity. You need to pay all your bills. Get yourself caught up. Go rent for a little bit. What are rents? What are rents in the area where you need to move to? So we're going to have all of those resources. We're going to have some real estate agents there that can pull those things for you. They can do some one-on-one with you. They can run the spreadsheets to show you what you're going to walk away from. We've got...
I think it's also important to note, not to cut you off,
Yeah.
but even if you're a seller, maybe you've never sold before, you are a first-time buyer when you bought, and now you're looking to sell. Maybe you want to move up, you want to move out of state, whatever, and you have questions because you've never sold a home before. Great workshop for you as well. We're there to answer all your questions for you.
Absolutely. And what are those closing costs when you sell, and what are those commissions? And then again, if we've got, if you've been thinking about selling, we've already pre-negotiated the escrow costs to help keep that down for you as a seller. We've already pre-negotiated commissions with our preferred realtors. You'll get to meet them, but the ultimate goal is to walk out that day with all of the information that you need to be able to make the best decision for you. And then obviously, if you need our help with any of those things, we're there to back you up and to help you and to get you off to the right person. Again, remember, we're the third party, right? We're that person giving you the education and the information. So we're not pushing you to do anything but try to get into a better place than where you're at today. And so again, somebody that's thinking about selling their home and moving up and buying another home, this is still great for you. Maybe you're not having to save what you've got, but you still need to know what you can buy. You still need to know what your home is worth. You still need to know how much cash you'd be getting out of the property. You still need to know what are interest rates today, what kind of monthly payment are you looking at if you do sell. It's amazing. So how do you guys make sure that you RSVP for that? You're going to go to my website, go to mortgagemomradio.com, and you can go to the contact us, or you can send me an email. So we need to get your name, your email address, and we need you to say RSVP home ownership workshop or save your home workshop. You need to email that to me, or you need to go to the website, and then we're going to get you all of the information that you need to get RSVP'd for that event. If you are in a state that you cannot come to us in person, that is okay too. Let us know that you are interested. If we get enough people that want to do it, I will figure out how to Zoom us live. I will figure out how to get us going on YouTube so that more can attend. So again, if you guys are listening to us in Seattle or in Las Vegas or in Texas, please reach out and tell us you'd love to be part of that day. And we will figure out a way to make sure that anybody that is a listener of ours can take advantage and attend. Diane says, great show, ladies. Have to jump off. Have a great week. Diane, you
Bye,
too. Thank you so much for watching. As always, we love it that you do. And we hope that you have a great week as well. So we do have to wrap up super fast. Like we're getting to the end of that hour. But we didn't get to USDA. We didn't get to buy downs. So we're going to make sure that we do a second recap show next week, and we'll talk about those items as well.
And the workshop that's coming up on the 25th.
Well, no, let's do that super fast.
Okay.
Because I mean, we're talking workshops, right? We got to keep them together. So
Absolutely.
Workshop, June the 25th.
Yes, that's buyer workshop.
Home buyer workshop. We're right back in our heyday. So we're teaching you guys how to buy a house. What do you need? What do those numbers look like? What are closing costs? What do those words mean? What are the different loan programs? What the heck is FHA? What is USDA? What is conventional? What are you guys talking about? And how much money do you need and down payment and what is escrow and what do they do and what is this earnest money you guys are talking about?
Yeah.
Locking in an interest rate, getting pre-approved. Well, what does that mean? What do I have to do to get pre-approved? So the home buyer workshop is coming back. We are doing it. We're super excited about it. It's going to be in person. That's going to be June the 25th. Again, if you're interested, you want to RSVP for that, you guys want to come, please make sure that you guys go to our website and go to the contact us form and send me a message, send me an email to questions@mortgagemomradio.com and let me know that you'd like to go. You're going to get a personal phone call back from either me or from Heather with the information, the location, the date, the time, and we're going to get you RSVP'd. We want to try to bring you guys as much information as we can. We want to get buyers ready to pounce when more listings come on the market and they're ready to go. We want to get sellers with the most cash in their pocket if they're thinking about selling. We're here to help you guys and to educate you and get you everything that you need. So please RSVP for one of these. We're so super excited to meet you guys. That is the end of our hour. Christopher jumped on and said, glad you can answer the questions that we have. Thank you. Hopefully chat with you next time. Christopher, as always, you're great. I love that you ask your questions. Keep doing it. Anybody listening by radio Saturday and Sunday, make sure you guys tune in. It's every Monday and Wednesday right here on YouTube at 1 p.m. Go to our YouTube channel, Mortgage Mom Radio. Click that subscribe button. Turn on that notification bell so that you can be part of the show, ask your questions, and get them answered. We hope you guys enjoyed it today. Please reach out. Please call us 844-935-3634. Heather, what's that spell?
844 we lend for you, WELEND, and the number 4.
And with that, we say goodbye. We'll be back next week.
Bye.
Debbie Marcuse, licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions and MLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's the mortgage mom. She can get things done. When you're in need and don't know where to go, pick up the phone and call mom.